estate. Today we're talking about how to pick a brokerage. My name is Michelle Haas.
Loving life with Lucy Curran.
And I'm Realtor Rich. Super excited to be here with you today.
Hey, welcome to the Realtor's Toolbox. So how do you pick a brokerage? You know, if you've come from a 9-to-5 job, you came to work, you sat at your desk or whatever you did, you worked, and when it was over, you went home and you didn't worry about it too much. But that's not what we're doing here. As a real estate agent, as a realtor, you're on all the time. These clients will invade your evenings. They'll take over your weekends. You will be running to and fro. You're a business owner now. This isn't a completely different experience. So you have to treat it like a business, treat it very seriously. If you treat it like a part-time, you're going to get part-time income. If you're full-time, you're going to get a little more income. And so how do you pick? Well, one thing that you have to change is your mindset. Before, when you were applying for a job, you wanted the job and you hoped they wanted you. But now it's a little bit different. Now they want you and you have to decide if you want them. So how do we pick a brokerage?
That is a very good question, Michelle. And one of the most actually important things is, you know, when you first become an agent, a real estate agent, do you want to be in with a team or do you want to be a solo agent? Those are the things that you got to weigh out, right? And then as I came in with the team, with my experience, and why is because of the camaraderie, the guidance, the mentorship, the leadership, and not just that, but hey, you know what? You pay to play, right, guys? Meaning, you know, you might go in with mentorship that will cost you to actually, you know, spend a little bit of money for good mentorship. Maybe that be 50-50 split with your commission checks because you're actually getting one-on-one guidance, making sure that a transaction is running smoothly and closes smoothly with that experienced agent helping you along the way in your transaction. Very, very important. The percentages can be different, 50-50 split, 60-40, 30-70, whichever you and your mentor decides on. And of course, the support for lead generation, right, guys? I mean, they will train you. They train you how to go do an open house and get leads to maybe a group of you will go in and on a cost of getting leads from an entity, right, or something like that. So lots of great gold nuggets there. As for, you know, the importance of either you coming in with a team or coming in solo. Okay. And then the disadvantages of that, right? And one other thing that's really important too, I find, is especially the training and the mentoring behind it all.
Absolutely. In fact, I'm going to dive in on that very thing because probably one of the most important aspects of choosing a brokerage is knowing if you're going to get the training and be able to learn. The knowledge becomes so important, right? So even though you went through all the education courses, did all the exam prep, passed the test, got your license, that doesn't really teach you the day-to-day things that you need to be doing in order to become successful in real estate. So one of the very first things, and I see this as a pillar in your career, is learning. What kind of training are you going to get at the brokerage? I mean, are they doing live trainings every week? Are you able to plug in and connect and collaborate with other people? I mean, do they have speakers coming in? I mean, what does that look like for you? So there could also just be online training, or they've got some other tools built out where it's kind of self-paced and you're doing it on your own, or maybe it's a combination of both. But as a new agent, it is imperative that you know exactly where you stand on how you're going to learn the business. So some of it, you're going to learn it from attending class type environments, group environments, really, with speakers. And those can be fun and entertaining, and you'll learn a lot of great stuff. But then there's some of the things that you're going to need to learn that are hands-on type items, like taking a listing agreement and completing it. And how do you present at a listing presentation? these are things that you're probably going to get some classroom training on, but then maybe you really need a mentor to be working with you and go on some appointments with you to help you out. Or how do you write up a real estate purchase agreement? So these things are so important, but they're sound like small, simple things. But if you don't know what you're doing in it, you'll stumble and you won't look professional. And if you don't have the support you need, they can't pick you up to help you get through those first few transactions so that you can get a little bit of that learning curve under your belt. So super important to not only know where you're going to learn from, but also who is that mentor going to be? You know, you want to meet one or two different people and make sure it's a good fit for you, someone that you can work with and you can like. I mean, if you're choosing a brokerage, the broker may already have someone in mind for you that's a good fit. They already kind of know that. Check that out, but make sure it's good for you, because this is your career that you're choosing. You're going to invest your time and energy and money into it, and you want to be successful. So those are important things. And then the other thing is, if you're not going to have a mentor, maybe it's a small brokerage, there's no specific mentor, there's just different people you can go to. Who is your go-to for questions that you have? If you're in a situation where you need a question answered, who do you call that when you call, you know they're going to answer the phone? Is it the broker, or is there a sales manager that you're going to be able to work with? These are just little things, but the training and the mentoring are so important to you as a new agent, because you just don't know what you don't know, and that's going to help you to become successful. And of course, when you become successful, you'll be earning commissions, which kinds of brings us to the topic of commissions in choosing a brokerage. And Michelle, I wanted to kind of ask you if you could jump in on commissions and explain that a little bit.
Commissions, right? Isn't that what we're all here for? Isn't that why we leave our families and work all the time? Is we want to provide for them and ourselves and our futures and our dreams and make something. And commissions are a funny thing in real estate. You'll hear some brokerages talk about flat fees. So if you are interviewing a brokerage and they're talking about those flat fees, what are they? So I know of one brokerage in particular who says our flat fee is $500 per transaction. So anytime you close a deal, it's $500. And that sounds really good, right? But typically this type of brokerage does not have a whole lot of support. So if you're really new, this may be a struggle, and you may feel like you're getting a great deal, but ask more questions about what that means. Ask more questions again for the training, and we're going to talk more about technology and other things, but ask a lot of questions if that is proposed to you.
Michelle,
yeah.
Could I jump in and make one comment on that in regards to commissions? As a new agent, you want to be really careful that a part of your mentorship, or the people that are working with you to help you to learn and grow in it, if they're helping you with your transactions, you want to make sure that they're making money off of you so that they will have motivation to invest their time with you, because it costs them money to do that. So you want them to be making money off of you in the beginning, because that ensures that you're going to get the help you need to be successful. So I apologize for the interruption, but such an important thing. And in fact, I had a friend of mine, a guy who had a master's degree in business from USC. He was also an engineer. He called me up. He had gotten his real estate license, is working in Southern California. We were talking about this very thing. And I told him, his name was Terry. I said, Terry, I go, if there's one thing I can tell you when you're interviewing brokers, is make sure that they are making money off of you in the beginning. Because this guy was a good business person, hardcore negotiator. I'm like, if you go in and negotiate a super high split and you're getting all the money, you're not going to get the help. So there's a little bit of give and take in there, and you want to make sure that you're getting what you need. And so, yeah, you're going to give up a little money in the beginning so that you can learn this business. And once you learn it, then you'll be able to make all the money later. So apologize for the interruption, Michelle.
Mentor to work. That's what we want.
Put the mentor to work. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's the partnership in the very beginning. And I know we love to talk about, hey, I'm going to make this much money in real estate. Well, you got to pay your dues too. Like Lucy was saying, you got to pay to play. So in the beginning, if you're not paying to play, why? I mean, in the long run, that's not real great. So in the very beginning, especially the first few transactions, pay. have that support, have people who are supporting you, who are ready to support you. And it means money. And it's okay, because if you have that foundation, you can run from there. You can hit the ground running after that, and you won't need the support. I shouldn't say that. You always need some support, but not as much, and you won't pay for as much. So the other thing you'll hear people say is, we offer an 80-20 split. We offer, and there's variations, right? 60-40 split, 50-50 split. You may hear these lower numbers in the beginning. You'll work up to higher numbers later. Don't worry about that part yet. In the beginning, be okay with 50-50. If you have awesome training, awesome support, awesome everything, or 60-40, maybe you're on a team in the very beginning and that's what you get is 60-40. Be okay with it for a while. So for example, here's what it means. For example, you have a house and you sold that house, and it was a $500,000 house. You represented a buyer. The commission that you were getting from that house is 2.5%. So the total for that is $12,500, right? So what the brokerage is saying is, of the $12,500, if we're at a 60-40 split, this is your total and this is our total. And those numbers vary a little bit. Obviously, the more expensive the house, the more money in your pocket, and that's how that explanation works. So when you come in to interview a brokerage, ask what they want, what they offer, and kind of make yourself a little chart and compare. Interview at least 5 brokerages and see who has what's going on out there, and know what it's going to cost. So another good part is technology. If you don't have the technology to support yourself, it'll be hard to play. So
yeah, that's right. I'm going to jump in now on technology for a second. The technology's become more important now than ever before, especially with so much information becoming available online. You have to integrate the things that you're doing to capture, work with, and support clients. You're going to want to be able to do that online. And there are a lot of tools that you can use that are all integrated together, websites and CRMs, and then other marketing materials and things that you might need for open houses. What about open house signs, flyers, open house flyers? What are you doing for that? I mean, there's lots of software programs. It's all web-based stuff where you can create them online through other companies, or your company has a whole suite of templates that you just pop a few things in, download some photos into the flyer, and then you can print it out. But what about business cards? Does the company have branded signs? So these types of things, you're going to want to ask those questions. Do they provide signs, especially if you're going on a team or something? Are they supplying all these things, business cards and, these other materials? Maybe creating a QR code, putting that on your marketing. I mean, there's lots of different things that you can work with. Maybe they already have a lot of that set up, but you won't know until you ask. What is included when I come to work at your brokerage, and or if it's at the brokerage and on a team? Who's providing those things? And then in regards to the big part of technology is, are you getting a website there? Do you need to pay for that yourself? Do they have a website that's also a part of a CRM? Do you get a CRM? I mean, if the website and the CRM are separate. I mean, there's lots of programs out there now that are very robust that include both. And so it's a website that integrates in with a CRM. When people do searching, it populates your CRM. And then, there's a whole host of tools that help you to nurture those leads and to be able to capture them as clients, today, a month, 2-3 months from now, or even a year from now. But you've got them into, your database. So the CRM is really your database management system that's also going to help you with a whole bunch of other things. So knowing what you get at that brokerage in terms of, the technology and the marketing tools is super important. So that brings us to another thing. Are you going to have an office? Are you working online? Or is it a combination of both? And so, those are some other things to consider as well. And a lot of the technology and the marketing tools kind of tie into whether you're working in an office or not in an office and some of that stuff. So I'm going to hand that off.
Absolutely. Holy smokes, Michelle, Realtor Rich. You guys give me so many gold nuggets. I'm already narrowing down what I want. But yeah, so many great gold nuggets, right, guys?
Yeah,
I mean,
Absolutely.
we've already gone over if you wanted to be a team, go solo. If you want a trainer, mentee, mentor, to technology, how to market, so many gold nuggets, guys. Thank you so much. I mean, and now the biggest part is, your environment. What do you want to be in? Do you want to be in an office, a brick and mortar? Do you want to be only online based, right? Work remotely from home? Or do you want both? I mean, you can have the best of all worlds if whatever you choose. But, there are certain things that you have to remember. If you actually go to an office, let's say you pick the brokerage, it's a brick and mortar, you have to consider if are they going to charge you a desk fee, right? Are they going to charge you for material, printing paper from the office, right? I mean, those office fees need to be covered, and are you going to have to come up and cough up some of that, right? Something to think about. And then of course, now if you decided that you just wanted to go on an online based brokerage, which is what I've experienced, and oh my gosh, is it nice to be in my PJs, right? And not have to get up and get dressed to go and drive in traffic and all that good stuff. That is my experience. I recommend it, but that's just because that's just convenient for my lifestyle. Online, it's something where, again, you don't have to be in traffic. There's no desk fee. You obviously have a printer in your home or a fax machine where you can scan things and everything like that. All of that stuff you have in your own home, and there's no fee other than for yourself, right? And so now, but if you decide that you want to have the best of both worlds, and I forgot to tell you guys, a lot of times I find that people do choose a brick and mortar as well because they feel like they have to be belly to belly with people, right? Or they feel like they have to be in a work environment to actually get things done, which is perfectly fine. A lot of people choose to do now both. The third choice is both. Have a little bit of going in the office and being able to work at home, right? The best of both worlds. So it's really what you decide fits your personality and how well you are able to function and get your work done, and what that brokerage provides. And in all those categories, there's brokerages out there that are brick and mortar. There's online brokerages, great online brokerages, and you can have the best of both worlds too. So other than that, I mean, definitely office culture is a big thing as well, right, Michelle?
Oh, totally. In that interview, when you're there, actually ask, can I come to one of your team meetings? And if they say no, you're done. I mean, what's going on here? Why would you say no to that?
That's right.
Team meetings, see what the people are like. See, are they training? Or are they just kind of talking, socializing? Do they have Christmas parties? Do you want a Christmas party? Are you the kind of person who wants to hang out with your realtor friends on Super Bowl Sunday? I don't know. Ask these questions, show up, see what they're like. Yeah. I do. I was with an online brokerage for a little while that was a flat fee of $500 per transaction. And I made some good money, but I was so bored after a while. I thought, I got to get out of here. I'm just lonesome and I need some fun. And that's kind of why I like our group is, hey, we do different things. We have meetings in different locations that make it fun. And what are they doing? Are they, like Rich said earlier, are they bringing in some great trainers who are actually going to teach something that you can use, or what's going on here? If you're an independent person who can sit down and work and you're not interested in those things, don't feel bad about that. Be who you are, and that's okay. do what's right for you. But I think what we're trying to say is in the beginning, you're going to pay to play. And then at the end, give yourself some time and then you'll be playing how you want to play. So yeah, there's a lot of great tips in this video. I love this one. I think it's a lot of fun. I wish I knew a few of these things when I first started. I didn't. I chose my first brokerage because my friend worked there.
Yep.
How terrible is that?
Yeah.
It was, and I love my friend. He's still my friend. He's still a realtor, but that just wasn't my environment. That just wasn't for me. So look at what you need and do what you need.
Excellent. Oh my God, this was such a great tutorial today, guys. And if you loved what you saw today, please do subscribe to our channel below. And then also, if there's any questions or concerns or anything in regards to this topic, you're more than welcome to go ahead and comment below. Thank you so much, Realtors Toolbox, Realtor Rich, Michelle Haas.
Hey,
thank
see you next time.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you.